Ellis, being on the field 92 plays, can you remember the last time that happened, and overall, how'd you feel like you guys did?
When I coached at East Carolina, I think we had some 100-play games, but it is a problem, and you can see some of the fatigue. Our tackling was obviously not as physical at the end, and the pass rush I think was still good, but probably wasn't quite as effective. And it affects you mentally, and then you can't have so many bullets in a gun. You get to try every play in the playbook and see pretty soon something works, but it affects the mental part of the game too. That's a big part. But, I don't know, I think it was under 4 yards to play, about 3.8 yards to play, and I don't know how much better we could have done.
Yeah, I was thinking about that 92 plays. You looked like you wore down, especially in that last drive. Didn't wrap up tackling and stuff like that.
Yeah, 92 plays, that's going to happen.
Coach, with the way that the defense played back-to-back games, is there some silver lining that the defense is progressing and that this can be one of the elite defenses in the SEC considering where the season started?
I don't think anybody in this building needs to be using the word elite right now. We've got a lot of things we can get better on. Made some mental mistakes. We're covering up a lot of those right now with physical play and great effort. And I'm very proud of our football players. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think they gave tremendous effort tonight, and gave us a chance to win. But there were some critical plays at critical times where we had a mental error or something, and it could have been something we worked on that we didn't do well. So we've got plenty we can work on to continue to get better. It's just like I said after the Vanderbilt game, we're just an above-average group with a few people that are good playmakers. If we come to practice with the right attitude and we come to the ballpark with a chip on our shoulder, we can win ball games. If we think we're going to do it any other way, we're going to be very sad.
Coach, Auburn has run now 3 games pretty well on y'all. Did they do anything different this game than they did in the 2 last season?
I don't think the running game was all that. It was effective tonight because they got to run the play over and over a number of times. When you look at the accumulation of yards, it's there, but it's there because of the number of plays. We were very effective against the running game until it got to the point that they got up to about probably 55 rushes. Played bad against the Wildcat. One play that was, gave him a touchdown on that. We had a misfit on that. That was the worst play probably in the running game. But most of the rest of it, they did a good job. I really think you got to give kudos to Dyer. He was hurt and got hurt during the game, and I think he had over 40 carries. And you just really got to give him a lot of credit for hanging in there and coming back in the game, pounding it up in there. But I wasn't displeased with our running defense tonight, other than the fact that we had a few misfits and things like that.
Coach, Melvin Ingram's already had some really good games this year. Do you think tonight was his best yet?
I don't know. I haven't looked at all the statistics and all those kind of things. They did some good things, made some plays. Sometimes these guys have all the statistics. You can go back and grade the film, and they've got technique errors or missed assignments and things like that. But I haven't gotten to the point where I can tell you at the end of a game how well he played overall. I know he's really making a lot of big plays for us, as are some of those other guys in there. But giving great effort too. Melvin's on the punt team. He's on one of our block teams, punt return team. He does a lot of things besides play defense, and he's really been a huge part of our football team.
So Quarles and McKnight got dinged up late. Are they going to be okay? Any serious injury?
I have not heard anything. I don't know if it's serious. Nobody told me anything really serious coming out of the locker room.
Ellis, in situations like this, just in general, when one side of the ball is playing so much better than the other, do you feel the need to say to your guys, don't get down on those guys, keep your head up, keep playing? Or
unless we have a problem, we don't address issues like that. I don't think our players have that attitude. If they ever do, we'll get that fixed. But we're not playing good enough on defense that we need to be worrying about somebody else's backyard. We've got plenty to work on.
the C.C. Whitlock, the interception, he has the one that fumbles it and then comes back and gets that circus pick in the end zone. How good a game did he have?
Well, the one element of that is you really feel like you have to give him a lot of credit for bouncing back and coming back and making what I thought was an unbelievable play. But at the same time, if you take care of that football, you can wipe about 6 or 7 of those plays off the board in the second half that are causing all the fatigue. So, our main problem in being on the field was that we didn't possess the ball enough. We turned the ball over and didn't keep possession of it. But we also had opportunities to get off the field defensively. And three jump out in my mind right now that we really, we should have executed and gotten ourselves off the field. So there are a lot of things that we can do to get better at that.
Ellis, with all those plays and all that time that you had to spend on the field, what did you learn about the depth that you have on your defense? Did anyone stand out or anyone?
The conditioning I learned, the mental toughness. I think we showed a lot of that. We've got depth in some positions and poor depth in others, and whether the film will show that aspect. Just to give you an example, our linebackers, I rolled them every series on them. We don't have that luxury in some positions, so I'm sure fatigue affected them much more than it did some of the other guys. But it certainly was a plus in some positions, but we still have some issues in a couple of places where we need somebody to step up, give somebody some competition for their job, and makes us a better team, makes them a better player.
Also, what's some of those areas where you can see some competition?
Well, we've always had good competition up front. We've got pretty good depth at linebacker. At the spur position, Antonio's the only one making any plays for us right now, and DeMario's had to move back out there, and I think he's getting better and better. We've got to get to the point where we can play him more, and it's just in the perimeter, in the secondary. We're getting better though. We've got Victor playing some now, and Bryson Williams is ready to play. So some of the issues that we had at the beginning of the year are certainly better at this stage.
Mr. Ellis?
Yep.